righty. Good evening, everyone, in person and on the live stream. I'd like to start by thanking you all for attending the Miya Marcano Honorary Memorial Celebration. Your attendance, support, and blue are greatly appreciated. I'd like to especially thank Mia's family who's joining us virtually. We are very grateful and send our condolences from Orlando. My name is Chiniara Ninobi, and I'm honored to have helped plan the celebration in collaboration with the Caribbean Student Association to honor our former UCF student, community member, friend, cousin, niece, and daughter, Miya Marcano. To start this celebration, I'd like you all to welcome me in joining the Gospel and Cultural Choir, who will help start us off with Lift Every Voice. Alrighty, thank you all so much. Throughout this celebration, I ask for your patience with any difficulties you might experience, as this event is primarily student-run, and we are doing our best to ensure nothing but the best for Miya. I'd like to start by thanking OSI Productions, OSI, the Student Union, CSA, Student Government, and all other entities who graciously help with this program. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Now I'd like to give you all an itinerary of how this event was planned. We will start with the story of Miya, information about the Miya Marcano Foundation, and then lead into members of UCF and surrounding communities speaking. I also want to make a note of a trigger warning. Assault will be mentioned later during the celebration. Please keep this in mind and take the time you need to leave and come back if you are able. This celebration is centered on the participation and engagement of those in attendance. We invite anyone in person who is able and feeling called to speak to use their voice. If you're on the live stream, I am more than able to read your comments and voices as well. You do not need to know Miya personally to speak. If this unfortunate tragedy has left an effect on you in any way and you are able, please voice your support, concerns, and condolences. I will now start with a brief information on Miya Marcano. I'd like to start this story by informing everyone that the majority of the information about Miya can be found on the Miya Marcano Foundation website. More information to be shared later. Miya Iman Maylene Marcano was born on April 26, 2002 at 1:24 p.m. in the Memorial Hospital in West Pembroke Pines to the parents of Marlon Marcano and Iman Scaribel. Miya was studious and intelligent, graduating from Flagnan High School in 2020 in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. She continued her education at the University of Central Florida, where she completed a few semesters here before transferring to Valencia College in pursuit of sports medicine. Miya had many hobbies, including modeling, pageantry, cheerleading, dancing, and horseback riding. Miya was an individual who lit a room. Her bubbly personality warmed those whom she interacted with and loved. Though she had her shy moments during performances and shows, she opened up into a vibrant butterfly that she was. Traveling was also a huge passion of hers, as she not only spent a majority of her time in South Florida, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the British Virgin Islands. She was able to visit Dubai, the Bahamas, Canada, Trinidad, Mexico, and more. May her soul rest in eternal peace. Now we will go into speeches and comments from the community. And again, I'd like to thank everyone who is in attendance this evening, whether it be in person or on the live stream. I am in awe of the support because it shows how strong her impact was and continues to be, and I am proud to be standing with all of us together in her honor. I never thought I'd be planning an event like this, let alone for one of my peers. This tragedy has greatly affected my life and the way I view safety. This isn't the first time an innocent soul has been taken away, but this story hits closer to home in our UCF community. Whenever we came here as students, we were told and often repeated, once a night, always a night, and that rings true in this story. While I did not get the honor of knowing Miya personally, I feel connected to her through this story and as a night community. I remember looking for updates and remaining hopeful of a happy ending. I remember praying for her safety and praying for her to return home. I remember sharing with friends and family information about her, and now I share information about the foundation. This story has a great impact on me because it should not have happened, especially near UCF. This beautiful young woman did not receive the safety she deserved. I wanted to take some time to discuss some of the frustrating things about this story. The housing situation in Orlando has been concerning for a long time, and it's unfortunate that it's taken so long for people to now be aware of it. As someone living in Orlando and having experience with off-campus housing and currently living in an off-campus apartment near campus, I assure you there are issues. I'm even battling some right now. Not only are a lot of these apartment complexes understaffed, but a lot of them do not have an improved way of ensuring resident safety with maintenance. At my former apartment, I had multiple issues in my room and my apartment and never knew when maintenance was coming. The only thing maintenance did do was knock and then they would enter. It was only for major issues like an appliance being replaced that you would know hours before when maintenance would come, whether you're at home or not. I wanted to share this with you all because as a college student, it is difficult for my issues and those of my colleagues to be heard and change to be implemented. I also want to talk about the way we, as a society, raise men. Because not only is it important for us to acknowledge the issues of apartment complexes, but the failed acceptance of rejection by men, pursuing a partner or romantic interest has been concerning for a long time, and people still fail to see the awareness of it. One of the most frustrating things I've heard from this story range from women be safe, or buy a gun and be strapped at all times. Comments like this let me know that people have not understood nor comprehended a core issue at hand. Victims can prepare and do whatever they can, but cannot prevent incidences from happening from individuals with a twisted mindset. And where does this mindset come from? It comes from the way people are raised. The emphasis on victims in situations of danger is too much and at times insensitive. It is important that as a society, we educate people and listen to others and change our mindsets to concerns that are brought up to reduce criminal behavior and implement proactive policies to prevent incidences like this from happening. My heart, thoughts, and prayers go out to the Marcano and Scaribel families. I offer my deepest condolences and support for Miya's family, friends, and foundation. As a result of this story, I have made an effort to speak up and challenge standard resident practices and seek more information on how apartment complexes plan to keep residents safe. I hope you all take this action in joining the Miya Marcano Foundation by fighting for justice for Miya. Thank you. At this time, I'd like for you all to help me welcome the 2021-2022 Caribbean Student Association President, Zori Green.
Hi, everyone. My name is Zori Green, and I'm the president of the Caribbean Students Association Outreach Liaison for the American Medicals Women's Association and first recipient of UCF Student Government's Premios Banderas Student of the Year Award. First, I would like to say rest in peace to Miya Marcano. Miya was innocent and did not deserve any harm that came her way. She deserved to be safe in her home, and as a woman, this was completely heartbreaking. As soon as I heard the news that Miya passed, the first thing I heard people say was, "Y'all be safe." Those words triggered me and many other women that I know. I know people who said those words did not mean any harm, but be safe? Miya was safe. We are safe, and we try our best to be safe. And guess what happens? We get murdered, harassed, assaulted, and more. I remember one of the first times I went out in Orlando. I was a freshman going to the club to dance with my friends because that's one of my favorite things to do. I didn't know going out for the first time would lead to my first assault. The next year, I was raped in my home. I was in my home. I was safe. I only open up about these topics because it's more than just telling a woman to be safe. Many women have been taught from a young age that they're responsible for avoiding the violence that men commit against them. Us worrying about our safety is not the problem. People urging women to get self-defense devices are only adapting to the issue at hand. Self-defense devices and classes are not the only solutions to this problem. In other words, the focused safekeeping routines shift responsibility from the men's violence back onto women and distract us from cultural, social, and structural changes that need to happen to prevent violence from occurring in the first place. Even if we do protect ourselves, we can be sent to jail just like Cyntoia Brown. Cyntoia Brown was 16 when she killed her kidnapper and abuser, and they sentenced her 25 years or life. The system can determine that it's not self-defense. Not only am I a woman, but I am a woman of color. This system is not made for me and many women who I love. The solution is education. The solution is checking your homeboys. The solution is raising your son correctly. If you guys did not know, this treating women terrible culture is all around. Stalking a woman to finally get her to cave in is a very popular theme in Hollywood movies, and a lot of people do it in real life. This is harassment, not romance. The music, the men you may look up to, it's all around. Boys call other men simps for treating women like human beings. We have to be aware, educate, and instill respect within ourselves and the future generations. We have to notice every situation, no matter how small, because if not, it can build to subconscious misogyny. Women have been the recipients of hate, mistreatment, and more for thousands of years. This is not new. It is all learned behavior and is not okay. Now, with that being said, I would like to play a short video from Miya Marcano's foundation. So you can look at the TVs.
I support Miya's love.
I support Miya's love.
I support Miya's love.
I will, Lord. You know, Lord. I will, Lord.
19-year-old Miya Marcano's family clinging to one another in a candlelight vigil to remember her. Dozens gathered with candles and signs honoring Miya.
This was a vibrant young lady who was living her life, and her life was taken away from her as a result of the negligence of this apartment complex.
It's very tragic to hear about, and then the fact that it could be anybody.
I support Mia's law.
I support Mia's law.
I support Mia's law.
Mia's law is proposed bipartisan legislation in the state of Florida that endeavors to ensure a higher level of expectation of safety and security on residential properties through the implementation of higher levels of background checks for employees, limitations on the use of master keys, and other critical areas of safety and security for students and other vulnerable populations. We need your help.
Why is Mia's law needed? Mia's law is absolutely critically needed to help provide an extra sense of security for students and other vulnerable populations that are residing in the state of Florida. We need your help. This law is critical.
I support Mia's law because women should be a first priority when they are missing and not an afterthought.
I support Mia's law because if we are supposed to feel safe anywhere, it should be the place that we call home.
I support Mia's law, and I hope you do as well, because Mia's law can help protect the communities that are most vulnerable and possibly save your child's life.
Yeah, we know nearly 27,000 people, most of them that don't even live here, have signed an online petition to demand those security changes.
A group of people out here protesting the apartment complex where she lived and worked. The sign here says, "We have no lights, no cameras, no Miya, justice for Miya." Tonight, we're hearing from these residents. They are seeking justice and accountability for Mia's death.
We're out here today to tell Arden Villas that their negligence is what caused Mia's death, and we believe that there should be proper security measures taken after this event.
If Arden took the proper security protocol that they should have, run proper background checks, Mia would still be alive by now.
I support Mia's law because she did not deserve this.
Yo apoyo la ley de Mia porque todas las mujeres se deben sentir seguras en su propia casa.
I support Mia's law because safety should always precede profits.
I support the Miya Marcano law because it could have honestly been me.
I support Mia's law.
I am me. No means no.
I support Mia's law.
I am Mia's brother, and we fight to save your loved one.
As Mia's father, I firmly believe that Mia's law, my beautiful daughter's law, can save lives.
Mia's law transcends barriers and will protect everyone, including you and your loved ones. Together,
we need your help.
As Mia's mother, we plead with you to support Mia's law.
Can we bear this burden? But I know, yes I know, that heaven just gained an angel. Heaven gained an angel.
With that being said, Mia's law is making tremendous strides. Our work group has been working on the bill, and last Friday, Mia's law bill was filed. The bill numbers for this law are Senate SB 898 and House HB 577. Please call your Florida State Senator or House of Representative to ask for the support of Mia's law. Also, be sure to click the link in CSA's bio to support Mia's law by signing the petition and also sharing your experiences that you've had with maintenance. Our Instagram is CSA_UCF. Help us change the system so this may never happen again. I wanted to end this by saying, I am not here to help soothe male egos. I'm here to say the truth no matter how harsh it can be. Women deserve to wake up and feel as safe as a man would feel in this world. We deserve the common decency to be treated like humans. We deserve to be loved, respected, cherished, and more. Let's make it our duty to educate ourselves and protect everyone, no matter what gender, race, class, sexual orientation, physical ability, religion that person may be. Let's stop this cycle of hate and teach love. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'd now like you all to help me welcome Jasmine Fletcher.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jasmine Fletcher, and I'm the Director of Communications and Outreach for Student Government for this year. And first and foremost, to Mia's family and loved ones, my heart and deepest condolences are with you as you battle through the loss of your beautiful Miya. To the UCF community, as we mourn the loss of Miya, I leave with you some words. First and foremost, I hope that you allow yourself to feel this loss, to let your heart break for the tragic way in which we lost her, to be upset and angry at the preventable death that took place. You have every right to be sad and to feel the awful emotions associated with seeing one of our own killed by senseless violence. And as you mourn, I hope that you think of how you want to honor her life. For all of us, it will look different and come in different waves, and that is okay. However, what we must be unified in is our purpose. For all of us, at its core and foundation, our honoring should be driven and rooted in individuals, especially women, being able to say no and to still live, and to be safe in the place that they call their home, as well as protected in their workplace. Lastly, for residential spaces, to put residential safety, especially of students, at the forefront of everything that they do. When we honor her, we must think of what we do to ensure that there is a greater understanding of consent, to make sure that others, and especially men, not only know but understand that none of us have any obligation or right to anyone's body, mind, or emotions. Remember that what happened to Miya is a larger systemic issue of an attack on young women. It is equally an issue of a lack of regard for the prioritization of workplace safety, especially for young women, along with the need of restructuring of policies and residential facilities. Some of these things are out of control, but what we can empower ourselves to do is to be lifelong learners, supporters, and advocates, to continue to learn how we continually become active when someone is reported missing, empowering ourselves to continually learn how to recognize the signs of someone else being in danger or needing of a helping hand, and how do we build and foster an environment that prioritizes safety, one that has a collective sense of protecting each other, and to walk with each other in strength. And lastly, to relentlessly advocate for a world that prioritizes the safety of young women and girls. Miya, your beautiful legacy will live on as we empower ourselves to honor your life. Thank you, and I'd now like to introduce Adrian Lee.
Good evening, all. My name is Adrian Lee. I use the she, her pronouns, and I serve in student government as your diversity and inclusion coordinator. Thank you so much for joining this evening as we celebrate the life of Miya Marcano. I'm honored to be speaking at today's event to share the occasion in all of its sorrow, in all of its grief, and in all of its love. To lose someone is never easy. To lose a daughter, a niece, a cousin, and a friend is unbearable. And yet we stand here today together to celebrate what her life was and what her life should become. I did not know Miya personally, but many would describe her as vivacious and the laughter that she would bring into all around her. Today, Miya's name will inspire action and accountability from various community members, as we have seen through events from the Miya's Foundation, from progressive Black men of UCF, the Caribbean Student Association, and others. In occasions like this, one must confront the ugliness of the situation at hand. Miya should not have died. Miya should be spending the time preparing with her loved ones for the holidays. As we, the UCF community, struggle to find our footing for the next steps forward, I ask you all to consider this. Miya's life was cut too short, but the call to action that she leaves behind is tremendous, especially from her family and friends. Miya's name will continue to inspire advocacy for women and girls in vulnerable communities all around Florida. And as Miya's aunt said, Miya is going to make a difference. Miya's story will help save other women. And as all of us stand here together today, let's honor this action. Let us take action now before it becomes too late again. Today's event was carefully and very intentionally planned by members of our Caribbean Student Association, as well as of members of our student government. We thank you all for your hard work to bring this event together and going above and beyond by bringing about Miya's Law, HB 577 and SB 898. Let us, as students of UCF, use this time to lead impactful change here across the state. And as I end my time with you all, I would like to end with a quote from Gwendolyn Brooks, a Black poet who was active within the Chicago community throughout the 1940s to 1950s. And it's this: What am I to do with all of this life? And to that I say we live, for those who do not or could not, for those of us who will come, and for all of us standing here today. Thank you.
I'd like for you all to help me in welcoming Shayna Kulick.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shayna Kulick, and I serve as the UCF Student Government Chief Justice within our judicial branch. As Knights, it is our responsibility to live every day by the UCF Creed with the 5 pillars of integrity, creativity, scholarship, excellence, and community. On a normal day, I spend a lot of time talking about integrity and its place within our campus, but today I want to talk about community. With a school the size and magnitude of UCF, our community is one of our strongest and most cherished features. In times like this, during a crisis, or in times of mourning, it is more important than ever to lean on those around us. Although it may sound cliche, our strength in our numbers is unmatched, and together we can accomplish so much. Coming together as a community allows us to heal together, grieve together, and celebrate this beautiful life lost together. I know a lot of you, like myself, are very angry about the events that took place a few weeks ago, resulting in this tragic loss. But I implore and empower you when you are ready to use your anger for good and to work together to make our students safer. Coretta Scott King once said, "The greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate action of its members." Please continue to love and care for each other in both troubling and happy times. On behalf of student government, I want to remind you all of the incredible resources available to you. Please do not hesitate to reach out to UCF CAPS or UCF CARES if you need to talk to someone. Additionally, please do not hesitate to reach out to me or anyone else in student government, and we can direct you to the proper resources. In Judaism, when talking about someone who has passed, we say, "May their memory be a blessing," meaning that it is up to those who knew them and knew of them to keep their goodness alive. May Miya Marcano's memory be a blessing. Thank you.
I'd now like to open the floor for anyone in the audience who feels empowered to speak at this time. I'm sorry. I'd now like to ask if anyone in the audience feels empowered to speak at this time. Again, you don't have to know Miya personally, but if anything, you can just speak and have your voice heard.
Can somebody hear me? All I want to say is my name is Carlos Hillman. I go by Los. It's a tough tragedy seeing this and stuff. I came here to support the family that's here and everybody else. I just want to say we just got do to make sure that we're protecting everybody else and watching our surroundings, how we're traveling, wherever it's places that we go and stuff. And I just want to make sure that everybody's watching for each other, and that we keep on praying for being their family, and just give a lot of support, and just just talk things straight, just communicate and do everything that we can do. And I just want to encourage that for women, is just know that you're not alone. We're here to support you and to take care of you. And just know that, okay? And that's our main goal is what the foundation is doing. Stuff. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience that feels inclined? Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Beyonce Smith. I'm a student here at UCF. I was lucky for a few years of my life, and me and I were really, really good friends, and we actually both decided to come to UCF. We were also roommates last year. So I was lucky to have Miya for, I guess, the most important parts within my life. Guys, Miya did not deserve this. No one deserves this. And I just ask you guys as human to please let it be known. If you see the post, if you see the petition, sign it. Anyone, please. We need change. Miya's law needs to make a difference. Miya will make a difference, please. So just everyone, please, make a change. Start it now. Sign the petition. Sign for Miya's law, please. As women, as humans, no one deserves this. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nia Ashley. I also know Miya Marcano. I've known her from back home in Broward County, and then we came up here. And I'll never forget last year, summer 2020, we were laying on my cousin Courtney's couch right here. And we were talking about how we were so excited to come up here and how college was going to be some of the best years of our lives. And I just want to say that please support the Miya Marcano Foundation, and we love you, Miya, and we're thinking about you every day. And it's forever going to break our hearts. And, just if you see something, say something, and, support the Miya Marcano Foundation. And we love you, Miya, and you're forever going to be in our hearts.
Hi, I'm Nayeli. I don't go here, but I go to Valencia. I know Miya was also at Valencia. I met Miya last year through her best friend, Beyonce, who is my current roommate. And I just wanted to touch bases on honesty in all aspects of your life. At any point, if you're ever uncomfortable in a situation, even if you're with your friends, just be honest with yourself and with your friends, and try your best to get yourself out of a situation if you know it's not good, if you feel it in your gut. Make sure that you are nice to your friends and let them know that they are okay to be honest with you, and that they are being listened to, because I'm sure maybe Miya couldn't express 100% how she was truly feeling because of whatever reason, but just love one another and be honest, and like Beyonce said, sign the petitions, be on top of it, actually care about the situation. I feel like everyone does care, but we gotta push forward and use our anger to keep it going. So yeah.
Thank you all so much. Does anyone else feel inclined to speak at this time?
Hello, everybody. I'll keep it kind of brief. My name is Dylan Hall. I currently serve as the treasurer for the Cuban American Student Association, as well as the president of College Democrats at UCF. And thank you. I did not know Miya personally. I did grow up in Broward, but I do know people who lived in Arden Villas, particularly in the building right across from where this tragedy happened. And I just wanted to first take a second to honor the people of Arden Villas who've been able to stand up to what has been a very, very, frankly, disgusting display by the office and the people that run that community, that the students and the people and residents that live there themselves have stood up and said enough is enough. But I also just want to emphasize something in relation to Miya's law and the need to get this law passed. Something in the video that was mentioned is that this is not a Democrat bill, it's not a Republican bill, it's a bipartisan bill, it's a people problem. It's a question about how can we uphold the dignity of every single person that lives in our state. Because if it can happen here at UCF, it can happen at UF, it can happen at FSU, it can happen literally anywhere. So it's on us to pass this law and to do everything possible to pass it. That's why in the near future, something that we're planning to do is to work as closely as possible with student government to make sure that this is a lobbying priority for student government when they go up to Tallahassee in the new session, to make sure that this bill passes, as well as to work in a bipartisan way with college Republicans and other groups to make sure that we're representing and sending out to every single representative we can, whether they're Democrat or Republican, to make sure that we have as many people as possible on board with this bill so that it can be signed into law. At the end of the day, we need to do everything we can as a community to not only honor the legacy of Miya Marcano, but to actually put that legacy into action. And that's where I encourage people to follow and to participate with the Miya Marcano Foundation, but to also work as closely as possible with UCF and with other groups that are trying to pass this law so that people all over this state, particularly women, people of color, the elderly, etc., are safe from these predatory practices and from this lack of safety standard. So thank you all for everybody being here. Thank you for letting me speak, and I appreciate all the work that you all have done and the work we'll continue to do together. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to speak?
Good evening, everyone. And can everybody hear me? All right. My name is Ethan, and I am a first year here at UCF. I was unfortunately unable to meet Ms. Marcano, and unfortunately, because of the events that had transpired, nobody else will be able to. From what I've heard from her friends, that she was a very kind, very sweet individual, and the horrid actions of one man because of ill-utilized regulations, nobody will be able to express who she was ever, see who she was ever again. And it's a crying shame. It is truly a crying shame that somebody as bright as Ms. Marcano was removed from this earth in such a violent and corrupted way. I've heard about Miya's law, and I've read the bill myself. The law will make sure that nothing like this had ever happened again, because for somebody to just snuff out the light of somebody as bright as Ms. Marcano is truly an appalling act, one that must never be done to anybody, as has been said before. So, please, and unfortunately, I've heard that many people have learned about this because of this event, even though this incident had happened weeks, months ago. And it's a crying shame that this is just now being come to light to everybody. So, tonight, everybody has to take away from this for two things. One, Miya's law has to pass. No exceptions. Moreover, people need to consider and understand and be more attentive to issues that could arise from something similar. Because if we don't, somebody else like Ms. Marcano will be taken from us before their light and their beauty and their intellect will be removed from this earth once and for all, and prematurely at that. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that feels inclined to speak in the audience?
Hello, my name is Cecina Ermias. I am the Campus Activities Board Executive Director. We were so sad and also very passionately excited to be helping host with this event in any way that we could. We really hope that Maya is able to get the peace that she deserves, and we send all of our condolences to the family, to the friends, of this beautiful, beautiful girl who did not deserve to leave this world the way that she did. So, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Sean LaFlame, and I'm a freshman here. And I would just like to say, when I heard, even though I've never met Ms. Marcano personally, what has happened, when I saw that first article published of the outcome of what happened, I was devastated. I mean, I have a family, a mother, a father, a sister, and I know that after seeing what happened there, that could happen to me, to anyone in this room. But I was also furious, because guess what? I saw how much that this campus has pledged to invest in student safety. And after seeing that, I was like, we need to do more. If something so tragic, so cold, and something so heartless could happen on this campus, and it's time that we take initiative, and we need to make sure that Miya's law passes, so then something like this can never, ever happen again. This bill needs to go. It needs to go to the Senate, it needs to be advocated for, and it needs to pass. So then nothing can ever happen to anyone in this room or even around this country. So please, I'm just hoping that this will pass and that everyone here can be safe and that this will never happen to anyone ever again. God bless you, Miya. You have a good night.
Hi, good evening, everybody. My name is Kurt Ramos. I was a UCF student, and I was also a Valencia College student. I just wanted to say that Miya Marcano's case and her life really resonated with me. And I apologize in advance if this upsets anyone. Miya Marcano's life really resonated with me on a personal level because I had a stalker in high school, and that stalker did assault me my senior year of high school. And I just wanted to tell Miya Marcano's family, loved ones, all those who knew her, that I want to help you all get the Miya Marcano law passed. I want to do everything that I can to help you all out. And for the rest of us here, I want us to really heed the words of everyone who spoke before me and to charge on and help get this law passed. So I send my love to all of Miya's loved ones. Rest in power, Miya Marcano. Let's get this law passed. Thank you.
Is there anyone else who feels inclined to speak?
Hi. I didn't personally know Miya, but I did interact with her a few times. I do live at Arden Villas, so she was someone who I went into the office and was able to talk to. She helped me the day I moved in with my key because it was all messed up. And I actually saw her. I made police reports and everything like that. I saw her the day that she did go missing, just an hour or so before she was taken from us. So it just obviously resonates with me. My name's Miya as well, and it's just something I just want to emphasize is just the other day, me and my boyfriend were walking home from the Knights Library right to Arden Villas, and I see a girl walking alone. If you see that, ask them to walk them home, post pictures, when you see other people missing. There was just a boy in the University of Oklahoma that was just taken from us as well, and same situation, was walking home from the club alone. So it's just one of those things, be cognizant of the people around you. I've interacted, unfortunately, with the monster that took her from us multiple times. He was my maintenance person for my building. He seemed normal, which is just like really scary. So always be aware of the people that are around you. If you know maintenance is coming, don't be alone. It just shakes me that like I was alone multiple times with him in my apartment. He installed portable ACs in my apartment that week. So my windows were actually open that night. So I wake up every night and every day and think of Miya. I think I will for a while, so sorry, thank you. Also, we're 60,000 kids, and I think there could be more people here. There could have been more people at the searches. There could have been more people at every single vigil. So, like they were saying, this is such a big community, so we have to actually make it that and take what we have and like empower everyone around us. Yeah, that's really all I have to say is like, I think there should be more faces here today, more faces when the search is, and just be careful of the people around you, be cognizant, look out for people, hug everyone, tell everyone you love them. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. Thank you.
I'd like to thank everyone who had the courage to come up and speak today. I know it's not easy, especially with such a sensitive topic. But before we close out this ceremony and this celebration, can everyone please raise their butterflies? Thank you. And I'd like to close out this ceremony by ending on a quote by civil rights activist and educator Betty Shabazz, also known as Betty X. I wish you all power that equals your intelligence and your strength. I wish you success that equals your talent and determination. And I wish you faith. May our voices, support, and love continue to fuel our desire to protect our loved ones, to change the hearts and minds of those corrupt with ill behavior, mindsets, and actions. I encourage you all to join me and support the efforts of the Miya Marcano Foundation. Their information will be shared on respective platforms on the student government social media and the Caribbean Student Association student media. Thank you all so much for attending.